Wow, that was crappy. Let's try that again.
What the hell was
I got
it?
way too many buttons to push.
Yeah, you got a lot of it. I hear you.
Digital 410 Productions proudly presents the Waterman and D-Train Show.
That's better.
Digitized live from the Act Computer Studios in Cape Coral, Florida, it's the Waterman and D-Train Show.
What's up, what's up, what's up, OG5? We're back for another chilly 64-degree weekend here in Cape Coral, Florida. As Carrie said, we are digitized live from the Act Computer Studio. Thank you guys so much for joining us for another episode of the Waterman and D-Train Show. Joining us tonight, live from Las Vegas, as he does every weekend, it's our anchorman and everything else guy, Gordon Abernathy. Gordon, how are you? Oh, there he is. I might help if I unmute Gordon. Gordon, how are you? We're just a hot mess.
Hey, consistently inconsistent, I am doing well. How are you guys?
And here is our co-host, as always, Dave the Waterman. Dave,
Damn
what's
right,
up? Gurgling with
I brushed my teeth
You don't swallow any of that stuff.
30 times. Some of it I do. Some of it you can't help it. Especially when you're jamming in my mouth like you are, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't help but swallow some of that stuff. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
What's up, Dave?
That is true, dude.
When I'm jamming it in your
that
mouth.
audio?
Yeah, when D-Train's jamming it in my mouth, I can't help but swallow a little.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
As long as it doesn't get on your shirt, you'll be all right.
Yeah, as long as I can make it to work and look normal, I'm good to go. Little street hustle.
Something on your lip.
Yeah, little street hustle. Little street hustle. What's happening, everybody? How you guys doing, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Right on.
So
Yeah.
it's been almost a week since I've talked to you. What's up with you?
Yeah, shoot, man. Living life, man. Enjoying this weather. Not enjoying the traffic and the foreigners and
Foreigners? What's wrong with the
Well, no
foreigners?
offense. I mean, truly, no offense to you guys.
The
that come
Germans,
To town.
or-
Yeah, exactly. The Germans, the Norwegians, the Swedens. I love you guys, and I'm stoked that you're here and you're spending your money and all that jazz. I get it.
Spend that money, please.
But you know what
Are
I've
you
been?
going to use the word kraut?
Have I ever used? No, I've never really used.
He's
the word-
German.
I am German, so I've never really used the word kraut. But
Or as we like to say in 2019, the K word.
yeah, but I've heard a lot of relatives around me have used it. Which is pretty interesting. But,
Well, they're allowed because they're krauts.
But yeah, exactly. But you know what? And yeah, true, huh? D-Train, you've ran into this, man, and I gotta say it because it's driving me up a wall. And I maybe you too as well, Gordon, out there in Las Vegas. And that is, I don't know if it's a law out there, but here it is. That is the fact of when you're riding a bicycle, you've got to have a working tail at night. You've got to have that working tail light and working headlights. Mm-hmm. And I've noticed,
Or at least some sort of winky blinky thing that
you've gotta
allows
have-
people to know you're around.
You got to have reflection, man. You got to have that reflection going on. And I've noticed families, and they've got to be from somewhere else. They've got to be from out of
Lands
state,
far away.
lands far away, and you can tell when they are because their skin's very pale and they've been in the sun and they get just scorching red. Mm-hmm. But I've almost ran into.
You must be talking about white people.
Yeah, right. But I've almost ran over at least within the past week 3 different separate groups of people that are out riding on the streets. They're wearing dark clothing and they're just like out for a family bike ride at 7:00 at night, and
Which now it gets dark here around 5:30, so that's
Yeah.
a big issue.
and you can't see them. You just they have. It's like they don't know what the laws are, and I'm like, if I was to be on that bicycle, I would be pulled over because the cops can pull you over and they can write you a ticket for that stuff. It doesn't seem like these people are getting pulled over. Now, if it was me, I'd be pulled over on the ground being searched because that's in my file with the police department is to search me.
It's funny, I was saying about
Or you just look guilty.
No. It's in the file.
OG5 checking in, Morgan Long, Chris Quentin,
Yo,
and
yo.
John Kraft. What's up, OG5? It's funny you're talking about getting apprehended or stopped while you are riding a bike or
Yeah,
doing
man,
something.
it happens all the time, man.
Please bear with me. I'm going to talk about that boring running shit for a minute.
It's all right, man.
So last night I went out and did 3 miles with Carrie and
Yeah.
Nugget, and they did quite well. And then I went out and did a 5-mile nonstop run by myself.
Right.
And I was able to pull a personal record, which I think was 5 miles in a little over 45 minutes. But what happens is what you do is you train your body that you run at a medium pace, and you tell your body, okay, this is my lowest speed. This is my fourth gear. We're on the freeway. We're not going to get any lower than this.
Right.
And then you pick up speed and you haul ass, and then when your heart rate gets up, you slow back down to that fourth gear speed.
Right.
But what happens is after about mile 4, your brain disconnects from your body. Mm-hmm. So where your brain is almost its own entity and your body is its semi-truck or its luxury car, and it's in cruise control.
Right.
And so now you're no longer focusing on the pain, you're no longer focusing on the body. Mm-hmm. And you can look around and do all that stuff. But the funny thing is like when you get to mile 5 and you want to stop, your body will not stop.
It wants to keep going.
Just like when you see those chicks or those people finishing those like marathons or those ultra marathons and they hit the finish line, if they fall down, their legs are still kicking like a dog, in their sleep.
Like they're just
And I was running. And I was thinking, if I were to get stopped by a cop right now, it may have helped that I just watched like 4 or 5 episodes of Life PD.
Yeah, that helped.
But I was thinking, if I got stopped by a cop right now, I would have to say, hold on, and I'd have to walk circles because your body can't physically stop.
Just dead stop. Yeah.
And they'd get pissed. Like, you need to stop. And your body can't.
They would tackle your ass.
Yeah, your legs just keep going like a chicken when you cut the head off. It's crazy. Your body gets in that overdrive mode because you just ran 4 miles or 5 miles or 6 or 7, whatever, and your body just does not want to stop. It's just in that mode.
That's why
they always tell you to walk it off after a long run because your body, if you stop, you will cramp up.
Mm-hmm. You see everybody.
And I was just having this vision of like if a cop will stop me or whatever, I would have to like walk in circles. Like, hold on, dude, I just finished. Hold on, dude, I just finished. Hold on, dude.
They don't hold on, man.
No, they would tackle me and my legs will still be moving. Like, what's wrong with this guy?
We're gonna tase you.
But the fact that I'm wearing nothing but shorts, running shoes, and a bunch of neon slap bracelets, because much like you said, I run at night.
Yeah.
And where I live, it's ultra dark around here.
Yes, it is.
The only streets that have overhead lights is Del Prado, and like maybe Kismet has like one every 6 blocks. But that's where the kid got hit by the cop on the first day of school like 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. My buddy James lives behind the Dollar General, and if you walk out to his front porch and just look at the end of the street, that's where that little girl got ran over at the bus stop, and the guy ended up going to jail for hit and run. Mm-hmm. But it's crazy, and so I wear all these like LED lights and shit around me, so I look like I'm heading to a rave.
Yeah.
But down here, if anybody from Cape Coral City Works is listening, I doubt it, but if you are listening, we have a little weird issue with one of your street lamps. I like to call it the Rape Me lamp.
Uh-oh.
It's the last street lamp right on Del Prado, right when you get the southwest 20 or northeast 21st Terrace. This light, it's backwards. As you run underneath it, it turns off.
Oh, really?
Because usually, a lot of times, they'll turn them off and they'll put a motion sensor on it to turn it on.
Yeah.
So you're running, and as soon as you get within the cast of the light, it just turns off.
Turns off. Like,
it's like, this is the Rape Me light. You hang out here, and you're going to get tackled.
Hang out here.
It's like the first, it's like the reverse version of the first Gears of War game, because there's a scene on there where you got to stay in the light. If you go into the dark, all the bats attack you. But you're just running, all of a sudden it just gets pitch black because the damn light turns off on you every time. As soon as the motion sensor's like wired up backwards or something, the continuity's wrong.
Yeah, they've definitely. That's weird,
like, we can't do nothing right around here.
What you call a false sense of security.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
Like I said, I've seen them where they're...
thought you were safe, sucker.
Yeah, like I said, I've seen them where they're off, and once you run underneath them, they turn on, but this one's completely wired up wrong.
Well, at least you're wearing... flashing lights and have...
Because I don't want to get hit by...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man, but these...
For the first 2 miles, I'm running through my neighborhood, and there's no street lamps.
Yeah, I know, when I drive in.
And then when I get onto hang a right onto Kismet and then go back up to Del Prado, there's lights except for the Rape Me light.
Yeah.
And then, of course, when you cross under and go under the bridge, if anybody from Cape Coral City Works is listening, every light bulb underneath the bridge above the running pass has been shot out or busted out, so it's completely dark down there.
Oh, yeah.
On both sides.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of dark running.
Huh.
But
thank God for those lights, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I
just wish more people would know about that. Like, you come to the town, you come here to vacation, and you want to enjoy the ocean, the beaches, the boating, the fishing, the bike riding, at all hours of the day and night, man, because the weather's nice right now and people are getting out a little bit more. But man, I know the...
Well, what do you want them to do?
I'm not necessarily saying they're foreigners. These could just be locals that are just partying it up. I don't know, because there was one guy, it was just a solo guy, and and I know this dude. He's like, man, I know this guy knows better. He knows better. Or how many times has he been stopped? Because every time I get on a bike without a freaking light, man, I get pulled over, bro.
Yeah, no, but you started your statement by saying, I wish these people would read up. It's like, well, you just went to Vegas. I doubt you sat and spent a week reading up on all the local ordinances.
Well, no, I didn't, man. But, I would imagine that they would have been stopped by now. Just because I just know, or is it just me? Maybe I get pulled over all the time. I get searched all the time. Every time I get pulled over, it's automatic, hey, we're going to take a look at this guy.
That's because they all know who you are.
Well, I guess. I don't know what the deal is, man. But it's I do know, but I'm not going to talk about it. But it sucks, man, because I'm scared that I'm going to hit somebody, man. Because
quick,
there's no lights. Do you have to do that in Vegas?
Real quick.
Yeah.
The question I had was, how often do you get pulled over in a year? Or at least talk to the cops in a year?
Maybe 6 to 8 times.
Well, better question for you then. If you get pulled over 6 to 8 times a year, why do you still sometimes do questionable driving habits?
Because, man, it's just the way I roll, bro.
Yeah, but if you get pulled over so often, if you were to get pulled over during one of those questionable driving habit times, you're really going to be fucked.
Well, I know where they're hanging out more now, and it just makes me aware of where they're posting up. When I get popped and pulled over, I know right where they're posting up more, because they're pulling more people over, and I just happen to be one of those people. But I've learned to avoid certain areas, and I keep my eyes peeled, man. I hate getting pulled over, bro. It sucks.
To go back to your original question, we do have people riding bikes around here, but they don't seem to focus on them very much because they're empty bags of money. There's nothing there.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, I get that. I've had multiple people that I know been on bikes, been arrested.
Well, yeah, they're riding around texting. I love that now. That's the new thing. You see them riding down the sidewalk and they got their phone out, they're texting as they're riding their bike.
Yeah, one hand on the handlebar, one hand texting.
Or if they're real good and they drop their 21 speed in that perfect speed, then they can ride no hands.
Yeah, and then you get that bike, it just kind of just wobbles left and right, man, kind of keeps cruising. So you don't have laws out there where you have to have lights, do you know?
Oh, yeah, we do. But, there's laws for a lot of things that I just don't see being enforced. Jaywalking, number one.
Yeah, true.
But, I think they would mess with guys on bikes if they're, white guys that are tweaky looking and it's like 2 a.m. and they're kind of right over the lanes. They'll definitely get pulled over.
Well, a lot of those laws...
pretty much rides on the sidewalks around here, which is actually illegal. And I actually had a guy, when I was doing my lunch walks, come up on me and yelling at me because I couldn't hear him. Hey, I'm on a bike. I'm like, you're supposed to be on the fucking road.
Right. They have the bike lanes? Do you guys have personal bike lanes?
In some areas we do, some areas we don't. I mean, it's just like anywhere else.
Yeah,
well, that's why it's called a sidewalk. Because you're supposed to fucking walk on it.
There you
go. A lot of those laws are created with good intentions, but then what happens is they're only used kind of like probable cause stops. This guy looks shady. He doesn't have a headlight on his bike. Let me stop him under that guy's. Tell him I'm stopping him for not having a headlight. But while I'm here, let me see if you have any warrants. You got anything on you? Where are you going?
What's in the backpack? What's in the backpack you've been drinking?
What's in the backpack? What's with the screwdriver and the flashlight?
Exactly. What do you got duct tape and gloves for, brother?
This episode of the Waterman and D-Train show brought to you by our friends at ACT Computers. ACT Computers has been providing IT service for all of Southwest Florida since 2004, whether it's managing veterinary clinics, other businesses, large or small, computer repair, laptop repair, tablet resets from Martin Marzika, who sent them out from New York. Thank you, Martin. I'm working on getting those reset for you. Online backups, antivirus, two-form authentication for online-based applications and access to equipment. Give them a call, 239-283-1120. And as always, even if you don't live in Southwest Florida, give them a call. They can remote into your computer with your express concern, and you're reaching out to us. We're not going to pull that word from Microsoft nonsense and rip you off. Give them a call, 239-283-1120. And update. For those of you who use our Amazon link, thank you so much, but I got to ask you a favor. I know it's such a pain in the ass. We had an issue with our link in Amazon, and there was a little debacle. We had to create a new link, so there's a brand new link on our page. So if you have been using the Amazon link, or if you haven't been using the Amazon link, shame on you. But if you have, or you haven't, go to d-410.com. and click on the Amazon link and save it to your desktop, your favorites, wherever it's easiest for you to use. Or if you're doing it from your phone, instead of using that app, just open your browser, go to d-410.com, scroll all the way to the bottom on your mobile devices, click on the Amazon link, and do all your normal shopping like always. And as you know, it does not cost you but they will all add up all those and send us some money to allow us to continue buying new gear and better content for the show. And speaking of content for the show, and speaking of being on the internet, go ahead and go over to YouTube and subscribe and click like and turn on all the activation bells, buzzers, whistles, and all that fun stuff. Look for the Digital 410 YouTube page. There's a new video up tonight. If you want to know what happened to my hand and why I have a Band-Aid on it, go check out the video that's just uploaded. And you'll realize that I'm an idiot and don't do what I do. And Gordon and I are playing a new fun little game. What we're doing now is we both edit videos, but before they get edited or uploaded, we send them to each other. We watch them, and then we put jokes making fun of each other inside the video, and then they get uploaded. So now when you go on there, if you see comments and little quirks, they're from the other person. So that's just a little extra humor where we make fun of each other and ourselves, and we're really trying to get some content up there. It'd be nice if this guy would provide us some content, but that's neither here nor there.
I get it.
And anyhow, so do us those favors, and let's not forget about Patreon. We got the OG5, John Kraft, and all the guys in the house. They signed up for Patreon. They support the show. The smallest tier is $1 a month. Literally, it's $1. You spend more than that on anything a day. So go to d-410.com, click on the Patreon link. Please subscribe, $1 a month. If you want to do the $3.50, that's cool too. If you want to do the $7.50 after month number 2, I will send you a shirt, and I've actually done that. All our $7.50 tiers have gotten their free t-shirts, so thank them for their continued support. I'm going to try to come up with a cool OG5 shirt to come out here soon.
Oh, yeah.
Yada, yada, yada.
Right on, brother.
So yesterday I was out shopping.
Yeah,
because Terry had to go to a baby shower today.
Oh, boy.
Thank God I didn't have to go.
Oh, man.
What is up with these millennials and trying to do like these unisex baby shower crap?
Is that what the deal is now?
It was a thing for a while. Luckily, I didn't have to go to this one.
God.
But Nugget was with us, and of course, when you have kids in stores around holiday season, they want to make up their Christmas list.
Oh, already throwing it at you.
And so I went over there, and I was walking through the toy aisle with her. And for those of you who follow me on Facebook, you will see an icon or a photo, and it's a new game called Flush and Frenzy.
Yeah? Okay.
Toilet included.
Flush and Frenzy.
What it is it's a little plastic toilet and a plastic plunger and a plastic turd about the size of a large dill pickle.
Oh.
And my favorite part of this box is they included 1990s hip-hop as the advertising. Like, I just heard another car commercial doing the same thing. But it says, poop, there it is. Instead of, whoop, there it is.
Here. Oh,
poop.
God.
And so I posted a picture of it, and one of the guys I interviewed it on What's the Scuttlebutt, he lives over in Norway. He does some really cool World War II stuff. He just posted on, what the fuck? And I replied, Americans.
Yeah.
But
what's the deal? It's a game of it's a board game or something. I mean, what the hell is it? Teach how to.
While I was waiting for you to show up, I kind of had a question, and my question is this: one of two things.
Yeah.
Does this show that our kids are getting dumber, or does this show that parents now have a better sense of humor that they would buy their kids this game?
Okay.
Which one do you think it is? I mean, how many kids do you think want the Flush and Frenzy poop game?
Dude, I wouldn't say anybody would want it. Nobody. I think the parents are slacking, bro.
Well, I mean, somebody has to make it because, one, someone designed the game. Two, it passed quality control and probably 13 different levels of approval and made it to market.
Yeah.
I mean, they're making the damn thing.
I mean, somebody thought this idea up.
There you go. Poop, there it is.
Poop, let me see this.
Flush and Frenzy, available at your local toy stores.
Toilet included.
Mm-hmm.
Ages, what? I can't even see it. Made by, okay. That's a pretty...
And basically, you're trying to get the...
Push the plunger...
Until the turd comes out.
Until the poop comes up. What the hell, man?
Maybe
it's supposed to work the other way around.
Yeah, you want to push until it comes down, but clearly this toilet's not going to be...
Yeah.
Maybe there's like a little pipe that comes out of the back.
Dude, this poop looks like a damn... It's all chunky and stuff, dude. The poop on the box is hardcore looking.
Got nuts.
Did you see that? Look, it's got nuts in it. Gordon, you seen this, man?
I like the girl's...
I did. I actually thought Mr. Hanky.
Yeah, that's exactly.
I like the girl's face, and she's on her knees, and she got like, holy shit, I did it look on her face.
Oh.
I say, who made... Warning, choking hazard.
You know, I did that one year to a boss.
What's that?
I don't...
Dry doctor toilet?
No, dude. It was a bad Christmas gift. I took a cat turd, man, and actually put those
googly eyes on it?
arts and crafts store googly eyes, and I put the googly eyes on the turd, man, and I took a bunch of like Easter basket, the grass, and put it in a shoebox, and then laid the turd in there and wrapped it up in a, like made it like a nice gift and gave it to the dude for. This guy, his name was Kurt, man.
Who's the joke on though? Because
well, I gave it. I was just laughing the whole time because he's opening it up, thinking he's getting a gift, bro. And he opened it up, and he's like, "What the hell is this?" I was like, "That's my cat turd, man."
Yeah, but you're the one handling a cat turd to apply all the special features to it.
Dude, I was in a whole nother world then, man.
How do you not gag when you're handling a cat turd?
Dude, bro, I've handled.
Yeah, we know.
These hands have handled a lot of dirty things, my friend. So trust me.
Your hands and your mouth both.
Yeah, this cat turd ain't gonna do nothing to me, bro.
Were you like a 6 or 12 pack deep when you were doing this?
I was. Yeah, bro. I was probably multiple substances and alcohol related. Yeah, I thought it was a great idea.
Well, while we're on the disgusting topic of turds,
but
Gordon mentioned dry docking. Have you ever known any one of those people who do those poop pranks?
Like.
Gordon, you want to tell them what dry docking is?
Yeah, what the hell is
I've also heard it referred to as upper tanking?
Upper decking. Upper decking. What the hell, dude?
And this all comes out of like the Big Brother days and
right.
Blunt magazine and that, but I've never participated in it, but I always thought it'd be a little funny, at least when I was younger.
Yeah.
Dry docking is basically when you take a crap in the tank.
In the toilet tank.
Oh, yeah. And just let it sit there and
let it simmer.
Let it float. Dry docking.
I had a friend of mine.
And that starts going down inside.
Yo.
Gift that keeps giving.
Yeah. Oh, that gift will keep giving, all right.
My old roommate Brad, he's been on the show a few times. His brother Ryan, he would have this thing where he would get drunk, and if he was staying at somebody's house he didn't like, or when he was in high school, if it was somebody he really didn't care for, he would like shit in the corner of the room.
Oh, man.
If somebody doesn't have a dog or a cat, how do you try to explain yourself out of that one?
Yeah, right.
It's one thing if they got a dog, because then you just blame it on
the
the
dog's fault.
Except for the fact that there's like grapes and peanuts.
Yeah, it's the damn dog's fault. You know what? Speaking just on the subject, man. Me and a buddy of mine, two buddies of mine, used to call this one dude. He called him Pretty Boy, man, because he was dumb as a box of rocks, but he was just like one of these guys that walked around that just could land any super hot chick in the world, but he was just stupid as hell. And me and my other buddy Scooter, we were hanging out, man, and this dude was about to get married, man, and then he found out his future wife was cheating, so we went over to the house, dude. We all took a big dump on her freaking wedding dress, bro. That was good, man. Then we threw all the furniture over the balcony into the driveway. Bitch. Sorry.
Sounds like we need to go into a PSA after that.
Yeah, it was just bad, dude.
He did it again. Caused trouble.
Yep.
Hurt someone's feelings. Yet he didn't want to do it. Yes, troublesome people are often people in trouble. They may be mentally ill. Mm-hmm. Find out how you can help. Write Better Mental Health, Box 3000, New York 1, New York.
Thank you.
Yeah, what was that address again?
It's at the end. Let's
yeah, okay.
He did it again.
Yeah.
Caused trouble. Hurt someone's feelings. Yet he didn't want to do it. Yes, troublesome people are often people in trouble. They may be mentally ill. Find out how you can help. Write Better Mental Health, Box 3000, New York 1, New York.
Got it.
How much you want to? You should write a letter to that and see if it's returned to sender, because I think that commercial's from like 1965.
See if it's still operating. Who knows? You never know, man. You never know. So what's the point in the game, though? What is?
I don't know. I didn't get that into it. I was
just
so blown away by the fact that there's a poop flushing frenzy game.
God, what the hell, man? I think the parents.
Children's section, right? It wasn't like a Spencer's.
No, this was in Walmart in the toy section. No, Target. Not even Walmart. This is in Target, the highfalutin place.
Oh, nice.
Gordon, I don't know if you have this in your news, but if you do, we'll just scratch off your news. Dave, you weren't here, but when you guys remember the fake Whopper thing we did,
oh yeah,
I made a comment, which, now looking back, I think I may have been wrong after reading the news story, but hold on. First and foremost, diehard vegans, regardless if Burger King sells a Whopper, I don't think they're going to shut up the place anyhow.
No.
Not in the house of murder.
Mud.
I don't even want to.
Hardcore.
A vegan sued Burger King over its Impossible Whopper. He may have a point. Not long ago, courts were skeptical of the case like this, but now the times are changing. And here's where I might be wrong, and I'll point it out. It's really true that Burger King's new Impossible Whopper is, as the ad claims, 100% Whopper, zero beef? ? A lawsuit just filed in the federal courts, and guess where? Where did this happen, everybody?
Texas or California.
Yep, California.
A lawsuit just filed in the federal courts in the wonderful state of Florida insists that the answer is no. And this answer matters. The Impossible Whopper, designed to attract vegans and vegetarians who ordinarily avoid fast foods, have driven, and this is where I was wrong, has driven a surge of traffic into the chain's restaurants. Comparable sales growth in its third quarter of 2019, the quarter following the sandwich's introduction, was a brisk 4.8%. Keys to the Impossible Whopper's attraction is the notion that it tastes like meat without actually containing any. Enter Phillips Williams, who's not impressed. The plaintiff in the Florida lawsuit. Williams says he is a vegan who purchased an Impossible Whopper because of the 0% promise, only to learn later that the patty was cooked on the same broiler as regular meat burgers.
So he probably considers that cross-contamination.
Yeah.
Well, remember how the reason McDonald's had to change to vegetable oils back when they were using animal fat.
That's right. Yeah.
As their deep fryer, which is why McDonald's French fries used to taste so much better 20 years ago. They actually cooked it in. I forget what it's called. Do you remember what Vinny calls that, Gordon? Tallow. Yeah, it's basically rendered down beef fat and
lard.
And lard. That's what they used to cook the fries in. That's why they're so much better. But once the vegans found out, who were eating French fries instead of the hamburgers, they sued McDonald's. And that's why McDonald's uses 100% vegetable oil. Let's see. Only no matter coated. Okay, here we go. Enter Phillips Williams. Only learned that's cooked on regular yada yada yada. Cooked on the same broiler as regular meat products, and thus was actually coated in meat byproducts. Burger King declined to comment.
Therefore, why it tastes like.
Now I'm as quick as anybody. This is the author of the story on Bloomberg Opinion. As I am quick as anybody to condemn a frivolous litigation, but if the allegations are true, Williams might have a case. Vibrant free market relies on truthful advertising, at least when it comes to advertising influences of purchase decisions. If a customer happens to be a vegetarian or vegan, or even like me, a whatever the hell that is, claim that the Impossible Whopper contains no meat, will it be crucial to the choice whether or not they give the sandwich a try? Why not be truth to your claim and not have it on there? He's actually suing. I'm trying not to read this whole thing. I don't think it's gone through yet, so there hasn't been a verdict.
So basically what they'll probably end up doing, in my humble opinion, is adding to that disclaimer that says, dear customers who have allergies, this products in here may be cooked with nuts, milk, blah, traces of meat on vegan products.
And let's see, and recent results have trended the other way. In 2017, for example, a federal judge in Tennessee refused to dismiss a suit against Whole Foods bought by a mother who had purchased 2 slices of quote-unquote vegan pizza for her daughter, who then suffered a severe allergic reaction because the pizza contained nuts. Whole Foods pointed out that the vegans generally do eat nuts, but the court was unimpressed. The ordinary consumer purchasing a slice of vegan pizza may well not be up to the fact that vegans eat nuts. And so I was wrong. Apparently, the Impossible Whopper are, in fact, driving vegetarians and vegans to the house of murder.
To the house of the
But that surprises me.
Yeah.
But maybe I was right. If you guys were that die hard, you should have thought that if you're going to the house of murder that, there's going to be juices on it. Just like when you get a Five Guys burgers and fries, they got to put signs up all over the place that says that their fries are cooked in peanut oil and there's peanuts all over the goddamn floor.
Yeah, there's peanuts everywhere.
Let's take it a step further. Vegans are usually vegan because of the whole more emotional attachment to animals than anything else.
Yeah.
So why would they even go to the house of murder?
That's why I call it the house of murder. I mean, if you're trying to say, hey, I'm not down with the cause because I don't like the unethical treatment of animals and the way you guys kill those cows, even if in fact they are selling a 100% vegan burger that's made on a flat top 20 yards away out by the dumpster away from the grill, you're still putting money in the coffers of a company that makes 93% of their revenue off of dead animals. So why would you even support it?
They just, well, you know what? We'll just turn a blind eye this time.
Yeah.
Whatever. I can get what I want.
Just go down to the Whole Foods, get yourself a vegan pizza with nuts, and then go back to the aisle and order your own Impossible meat and go home and cook it.
Sometimes the belly
The
wants...
Burger King is not the only location for the Impossible meat.
No.
It actually, they teamed up with Impossible to get people to know that the product exists. It's been around for about a year or two.
Huh. I'll be damned. Hey, you know what? We'll see. I don't know. I like good old damn hamburger, man. I'm not into that vegan stuff.
Let me ask you this. The key difference to a homemade burger opposed to the Whopper or the McDonald's and all that is the fact that we buy ground beef and we wad it up and pack it up, and it's a nice burger. Whereas when you go to the fast food restaurants, everything's compressed at a store, made into a log, and then cut on a bandsaw.
Right.
And it's like those frozen patties you buy from the store.
Mm-hmm.
And those things are always god awful.
Yeah, they
exactly.
are. They shrink up.
And that was my question. One, is there a health department rule that fast food joints can't make their own burgers by hand and press them, or is it a time thing?
It's cost.
Yeah, it's got to be efficiency.
Now,
somehow.
I did go to Ruby Tuesdays and have a burger tonight, and it obviously I didn't go back and look, but just looking at the texture, it almost looks like it was hand pressed. Whether or not it was, I don't know. It was a damn good burger, and I'm not a big fan of Ruby Tuesdays. That's the only thing I like is their burger. Actually, when I went there, I was reminded why I didn't go there anymore. But do you think some of the more highfalutin hamburger chains actually press their patties by hand, or do you think they all use this hockey puck?
Damn, that's a good question, man. I would think that most of them would. I would like to think that they would make them by hand. I would think you'd have to go to a really high end one to get it done by hand, but I think there's.
But why? Because In-N-Out and Five Guys Burgers and Fries both slice their potatoes fresh.
Yeah,
and put them in the deep fryer. So why can't more places hand press their patties?
I don't know. Or
I'm sure it's a health department issue somewhere along the way.
I think it is too. I think, and I don't even think it's a hand thing. You know what I think it is? Loose blood.
That too.
They because a lot of those, they go straight in, the meat goes straight into the meat grinder and then into the patty.
Yep.
And then frozen in a log and cut on a bandsaw.
Yeah, exactly. And then just
Whereas if you have the fresh defrosted meat, you're going to have the blood runoff. But even when I worked at Wendy's, because they don't freeze anything, they got coolers, but there's still blood runoff, but not that much.
Yeah. And their patties are square, right?
Yeah, their patties are square, and they are retired dairy cows.
Oh, are they really?
They're not USDA. They were actually retired dairy cows. At least they were 30 years ago when I worked there.
Yeah. Who knows now, man? I don't know, but I would like to think that the upper restaurants would make their own patties, but they probably don't. There's no way.
Happy Thanksgiving to you, Rich.
Yeah, man.
I want to get into Thanksgiving plans here shortly. I didn't intend on this next thing, but while we're on the topic of food, have you seen the new Tyson chicken nugget commercials, Gordon?
I have not.
Have you seen them? Well, no, you don't watch TV, Dave.
No, I don't watch TV. I got too much.
So they're in a cafeteria in elementary school, and they're like, "Who likes vegetables?" Because
right.
And they're like, "What would you say if we told you that the new Tyson chicken nuggets now have 3% vegetables mixed in?" Oh, what? And they're all happy. They're like,
get out of here, BS. Why are you happy about vegetables?
And they're like, "Woo," all that stuff. I got to thinking because I'm a cynical fuck.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's say your chicken nugget costs are going down because, since we started putting corn in our gasoline, the price of corn's gone up, and what the chickens eat, corn. So now it costs more money to raise chickens. Thus, the cost of your chicken goes up. And what if you notice you had a decline in your subpar chicken nuggets? And you're trying to get that price lower. Now, obviously, these chicken nuggets aren't made from chicken breast. They're made from the crap that falls on the floor of the slaughterhouse, and you compress them.
Yep.
So, what's an easy way to bring the price down but not lose money on your chicken? I know.
Yep.
Let's fill them full of vegetables so they have the same weight and the same size, but now technically we're using less chicken funk off the floor. And so after for every 25 we make, we get a free nugget out of the deal. And that adds up over time.
Yeah, true.
I mean, because let's be honest, and if Vinny Torridge was on the show, he would tell you 3 grams or 3 ounces of vegetable in every bag isn't going to have the slightest bit of health benefit to your diet whatsoever. It's going to be so minute. It's going to be like pissing in a bathtub. It's not going to have any effect.
Yeah, you're not going to fill it up.
To me,
they're going to hang their hat on that tree. That's going to be the one.
Well, of course they got to hang their hat on it because they got to try to get people out there and excited, dumb people, and to move product. But to me, it seems like that's an easy filler to lower the cost of your chicken nuggets.
Yeah, it's true. Hey, we got vegetables now mixed in with the nuggets. Mm-hmm. Yum.
From a psychological standpoint, it's almost like saying, hey, we're going to treat our kids like our pets when we hide the pill in the food.
Yeah, right.
Well, they also do that in dog food. If you look at the back, this dog food has green beans and carrots in it.
Oh, yeah.
But it also probably makes lazy parents feel better. The ones who don't want to force their kids to eat carrots and green beans. Well, I just give them Tyson chicken nuggets. Now they're getting their vegetables, and they don't have to fight about it.
Yeah, it's got everything mixed into one little package.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yummy.
Yum. I mean, I've eaten them. Don't get me wrong. I've eaten those the chicken tenders, the Tyson chicken tenders. Those nuggets.
One more thing on the food subject. I made something completely new last night, and this could split the room.
Uh-oh.
Lamb tacos.
Get out of here.
They were fantastic, and I'm not a big lamb guy, but
Me neither, man.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Mutton tends to split the room anyhow.
Yeah.
You ask somebody if they like gyros, the answer is either yes, I love it, or what the hell is that?
Yeah, exactly. I like them.
Well, you mean a gyro? Yeah, a gyro. Or I like when it has chicken. Well, that's not a gyro.
Mm-hmm.
What about steak? No, that's a steak pita.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't like the taste of lamb. I love it.
I like lamb, but I'm interested in these lamb tacos.
Well, there's a place in town. I won't give the name out because I already given enough free plugs away today. But they have rice bowls, and they have one that's called the Greek bowl, and they'll give you the pita, which I don't order, but they'll basically get a white rice or brown rice, and they'll put the lamb, the ziki, the tomato, and they'll basically build you a gyro on top of a bed of rice.
Nice.
And that is so damn good.
Hell yeah, I like the sounds of that. So you're not a big fan of lamb, but you had the lamb, the made lamb tacos.
Yeah, well, I married into a Greek family who eats a lot of lamb.
Yeah, that's true, huh?
I found a way to cook it to where I like it. I get the fat off of it and gets a lot of the lamminess out. But yeah, I went to we got to Costco. We got these big old lamb. They call them lamb chops, but they're basically like a little T-bone. And cook those suckers up on the cast iron skillet. Take the meat off when they're about medium rare. Cook some onions and some vegetable. And by the way, it was just seasoned with a McCormick carne asada seasoning.
Oh, nice.
So, and I tell you what, it was fantastic.
Well, I'm surprised to hear that you're not a fan of mutton because I believe you're the one that introduced me to my first gyro. I think you took me to a place up on OSU campus when we were in high school, and you've introduced me to me.
And I still love gyros. Actually, most of those lamb gyros are mixed with a little bit of beef, but it's the seasoning that really gets you with that. It's just when you eat straight up lamb, that's a leg of lamb or lamb chop. It's a little more potent.
Yeah.
But it's one of those. If you're not used to it, you'll get used to it over time.
Well, while we're on the topic of restaurants and weird health department laws, I believe you told me when you moved to Vegas that you discovered they can't use spits.
We were told they can't use spits, but there are many restaurants who do. The people who was telling me, and they're no longer there, they're actually out of St. George and make a really good pita. I think it was some extra BS that came into play.
Justify why they didn't have one?
Yeah. Well, a little extra hoops to jump, but a lot of the established places, they still have them on the spits. Absolutely.
It's the only way to eat it as far as I'm concerned. I mean, it shit's yummy.
Damn. Man, my stomach's rumbling, bro.
When's the last time you've eaten anything?
No, I ate a bunch today, man. That's why it's rumbling right now. I'm feeling, oof.
Dave, you lived the scrapping lifestyle.
Oh, yeah, bro. Scrapped everything. In fact, I was eyeballing your neighbor's stuff over there in the yard.
Oh, the washer and dryer?
Yeah, I was looking at it.
The white goods?
Yeah, man. White trash.
But how do you feel about people who are proud members of the scrapping community?
There's a big proud community out there, man.
Now, it's one thing if you own a scrapyard.
Yeah.
But if you're one of these cats who spends 8 hours on trash day picking up people's shit to get on the scrapyard for $50, you're losing money.
Yeah, well, not to mention, man, how many screws you get in your damn tires
your car
down
gets
there.
beat
It
up.
sucks.
Now, we've all seen the Salt Life stickers.
Yep.
We've seen the Lineman Life.
Yep.
The Assault Life.
Yep.
No shit. Saw beat up F-350. Bed all smashed in.
Oh, no.
Got a funky ass beat up utility trailer.
Yep.
This guy paid the money. And custom vinyl stickers are not cheap. I know. I've ordered a few of them for my company vehicles. Across the back window.
Yeah.
Scrap Life.
Oh, he's in it, man.
He's down for the cause. He's
down.
He's committed. That sticker probably cost him 3 days worth of work.
Hell
to
yeah.
order that $150 Scrap Life sticker across the back window.
That dude's raking it in then, man. He must really be in.
Hopefully he's one of the lucky ones who owns a scrapyard.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
I just saw them like, why in the actual fuck do you want a Scrap Life sticker in the back window?
Dude, I don't know, man, but people take that shit serious. I tell you what, I got to the point, man, where I could pull over, and this is when people were still throwing out the old school big televisions, and I could pull over and I could take a TV apart and get all the copper out in less than 10 minutes.
That's like tweaker Olympic stuff.
Yeah, and then I would just throw just a couple screws in the back to throw the back on it, and then set it back in their driveway and drive away.
Now,
I wouldn't haul the thing in because most of it's worthless.
Now, are there certain areas in certain towns where scrappers are like tow truck drivers, where everybody has their own little area, and if you step on their turf, they're going to get mad at you for taking their scrap? There's scrap turf wars.
You know what? I'm sure there are, and people do get upset because there are people that ride around. You've seen them, man, where they just got stacks of like water heaters.
Water heaters are the number one. Those are like
heaters,
the freaking gold cup. That's the one thing everybody wants.
Yep, the water heaters like crazy, but
water heaters and air handlers.
Yeah, and air handlers, man. But yeah, no, I never really ran into any trouble. I would come across other people scrapping, like driving by, going, I know what that dude's doing, and then I'd go ahead of him, and there'd be another, he's already working on one piece, and then I'd just leapfrog him and get the next piece ahead, and then he'd leapfrog me and keep going down. So really didn't run into having too many troubles, but yeah.
So when I think of scrappers, and Don talked about the beat up utility trailer. I just always imagine seeing these trailers like I do out here. I'm sure the same way. It's the walls are built with beat up plywood or OSB, and then it's tied together with like a rubber strap or bungee cords.
And then the worst thing ever is because it's a utility trailer and they're scrap and they can't afford maintenance, and it's always there whose fucking tires blow out in front of your car, and that damn trailer starts fishtailing all over 3 lanes and rubber's flying up and hitting your car. It's like, dude, I get it. You're broke, but at least you can do is, maintain your work equipment there.
Hey, you know what? I'll give it up.
And secure your load while you're at it.
But you know what? I will give it up to the scrappers, man, because those dudes do help keep a lot of the trash off the side of the road, especially washers, dryers.
Well, especially in Cape Coral where they don't have automatic free bulk pickup.
Yeah, and then you call the city, and it takes them a couple of weeks, to get around to coming and getting, picking up the stuff, man. And these guys, it's like as soon as, I've set stuff out, when I started, my scrapping career kind of winded down a little bit, and I would set stuff out, by the road, and within hours, it's gone.
Just OG5's checking in from YouTube live stream. We always sleep on our friends at YouTube.
No,
Jerry
man.
Moad Jr., thank you, Jerry, for joining us tonight via the YouTube live stream. Stephen Lozier, I apologize if I fucked your name.
Yeah, what's up, dudes?
Why do we have to... Stephen wants to know, what the fuck? Why do we have to have disclaimers for everything? And the answer to that, Stephen, is lawyers. Lawyers and clients and lawyers.
Yep.
FThepeople.com. It's the lawyers. It's all these guys who are constantly suing. Good thing we don't live in California, or the flesh frenzy game will probably cause cancer.
Oh, my God.
And Joe Nobody, welcome. Thank you for checking in. So,
right on, Joe.
We've been sleeping on our YouTube channel. The YouTube feed is coming in live and clear.
Beautiful, man. Beautiful. Well, it's that time of year, bro.
Holiday season.
Yeah, I was just...
Please use that Amazon link for your holiday shopping.
Yes,
My sister posted a picture the other day.
Yeah.
That says, raising boys is less drama, but it's harder to keep them alive. Which is true.
Yeah.
They tend to get into doing dumb shit.
Yeah.
So, let's talk about stitches.
Oh, yeah.
Did you get a lot of stitches as a kid, Dave?
Hell yeah.
What was the most stitches you ever had in one visit, and what caused it?
See, I had 18 stitches. I think it was 18 stitches or staples. I can't remember. I think it was staples.
Big difference.
Yeah, no, I had 18 staples. I had a not a panhead shovel stuck in my head.
How does that happen?
Well, I was digging a ditch, man, digging a hole, like an underground fort, man. And I was gonna make, because obviously.
And where do you dig an underground fort at? California?
No,
loose soil. You have cave-ins.
Yeah. It was. Well, I was trying, man, but you have to get jackhammers.
I'm gonna dig to China.
But the thing was, is I was back to back with my buddy. We were, back to back, and he was digging and throwing, and I was digging and throwing, and he just happened to go, I think we were singing some old stupid song. I forget what we were singing, but he just threw the shovel back, boom, and it stuck right here, and you can see the scar here, and that was in like 1983.
Some may argue that may explain a lot of your behavior.
But check it out. That wasn't the end of it, bro. Not even a year later.
This is just the beginning.
Yeah, not even a year later, I got into an argument with my neighbor. And me and him, he was a little bit younger than me, and he took a full-on fucking golf club, like a 9-iron, and hit me damn near in the exact same fucking spot, dude. Literally, in the exact same spot, man, and just busted that sucker wide open again, man. 1 year. That one knocked me out, dude. That one, I saw stars. I was out like a light.
So you saying your skull's a little soft in that area right now?
Yeah, man.
Permanent soft spot.
But yeah, I've had multiple stitches in my skull.
Now, Gordon, you've had what? One set of stitches?
I've had 2 set of stitches. The first was, back in Kentucky we used to...
Now, this is a good story. You got to paint a visual picture. Do you want me to paint it?
I'll paint it.
Okay.
So,
I'll step in if you suck.
You got it. So this is an area called Richwood, Kentucky. Imagine an old farmhouse on about 8-9 acres. And out behind the farmhouse, you go towards this truck stop. It's trying to paint the pictures.
Yeah.
Well, out there in this old field, basically, where we used to have a garden, there was a nice pit where we'd burn trash.
Now, why do you burn trash when you're poor, Gordon?
It's the only way to dispose of it.
Because when you live in rural areas, you actually pay monthly for your trash pickup.
Yeah, you have to pay
it's not
for
included in your annual taxes.
City, yeah.
And so if you can't, and I don't know if they charge you per load or whatever. So what you do is you would burn your flammables, and then you would take your cans and recycle them.
Oh yeah.
And everything else that's left, you'd go dump in a gas station dumpster somewhere.
Oh Jesus.
That's why they have no dumping on those signs.
Yeah, exactly. No dumping.
But anyhow, go ahead.
One of the things is the trash that was being burnt wasn't just flammables.
Nope, never is.
There was Hunt's ketchup used to come in a really big, thick jar.
Glass bottle.
Yeah.
Right? So we're down there, and us kids...
Okay, I'm going to pause. This is where your story sucks.
Oh, Jesus.
Now, I don't know why we did this, and I don't know why I can remember, because I was probably like 4.
Yeah.
For some reason, we were walking circles around the fire pit. Think of the scene from Office Space when they're kicking the shit out of that printer and they're walking circles and that song's on. For some reason, that's what we were doing. We were walking around the fire pit, picking up random objects and throwing them down and breaking them like we're a bunch of hard asses. Continue, Gordon.
I picked up this ketchup bottle. I threw it right against a rock. Nothing happened.
Oh!
I picked it up again and I threw it. But what I did not realize is the very top of the bottle, where all the ketchup and goodness comes out, had broken, and it was actually shards of glass.
Ooh.
So I basically filleted my right thumb open.
Oh, damn.
Yeah,
and,
right up where that vein is, too.
Yeah, right. That's gnarly.
Later, and
how many stitches you broke up?
It ended up being 6 stitches, but what was worse was the ride all the way to Cincinnati to go see the only doctor that took the insurance at the time. It was 45 minutes to an hour.
Good God.
In the front of a Galaxy 500. That would be a white Galaxy 500 with red interior.
Nice.
Well, no,
Ass just passed out.
I vaguely remember that. The car.
Damn, that sucks. I hate stitches.
What was the second time you had stitches?
Second time I had stitches, I was about 27 years old in Big Sky, Montana. Was on this run that I had previously been on because I had just returned from a few years away. Not as much snowfall, wasn't thinking about it. Was up along this wind lip, went to drop into the left, and there's a bunch of little saplings, and it hung up on the back of my bindings, face first into the top of a tree.
Oh!
Now, You're questioning, well, how did he fly him to atop the tree? No, what he's saying is the powder was so deep, much like when I went rafting and the river was high.
Yeah.
The top of the tree was just sticking out maybe 2 feet out of the the snow because the snowpack was so high coming down the hill.
8 feet high and shit, man.
And what I can tell you is those trees taste like pine and blood.
Oh, I bet.
So that split my lip open. I rode all the way down with my mitt over my face, trailing blood. Walked all about 1.5 miles back to... There's a lot of walks after I get injured. But anyway, a 1.5 miles back to the employee housing, took my mitt down, said, yep, I'm going to the doctor, and head right there.
How long was that ride?
Yeah.
Fortunately, they had a doctor on the mountain for these kind of injuries, but
nice.
It took them hitting me in my lip about 4 times with Novocaine for it to finally be worked with and the hurt pain to go away.
Now,
I hate getting shots.
I've had stitches twice that I can remember. There's been multiple times where I needed stitches. I think I just used super glue.
Yeah, there's a couple times.
Not having insurance will do that. One of them was down in it was in Big Bone, Kentucky, on the Ohio River. And depending on the current relationship status between my mother and my grandmother, she either lived in the trailer up on one end of the 5 acres or down in the cabin that was built in like 1928.
Right.
The one without the indoor plumbing. And it had an old rusty swing set. Back before they coated everything in rubber, made it out of stainless steel, and it was just your run-of-the-mill farm chains, and so I'm swinging on that, and I end up cutting my hand. I get like 4 or 5 stitches, not a big deal. But after that, I believe 63 staples.
Get out of here! What the hell happened?
Same property. Gordon was doing his imitation. Actually, one could argue that Office Space copied him because we did it 30 years prior.
Right.
But or 20 years prior. Same location, same farm in Richwood, Kentucky, right on the Interstate of 75, which is now, if you stop in Richwood, Kentucky on Interstate 75, you will see a White Castle,
nice.
A defunct Holiday Inn, and 2 pilot truck stops. That's where our farm was, ladies and gentlemen.
Beautiful.
So if you're looking at that, you erase that from your mind, put an old farmhouse and 2 ponds. Anyhow, we get off the school bus, it's like in October. And there's a brand new Malamute chained to a tree. For those you don't know, a Malamute's the dog that most often used in the Iditarod, or as Jim Rohn used to call it, the I Killed a Dog, dog race in Alaska. And apparently my mother or her boyfriend or someone throughout this school day acquired said dog and chained it to a tree. And my sister Lisa went up to it and started petting it. Everything was kosher and cool. I think I was in kindergarten at the time, maybe 1st grade. Little guy. I walk up and that son of a bitch just pounced on me, started ripping my head open.
No.
I had my neck held down with his claw, was puncturing my vein.
Dude, jugular right there.
Gordon acted fast. What'd you do, Gordon?
I jumped on the back of that dog and was yanking from his shoulders with all I had.
Wow.
If I remember correctly, didn't you go knock down Mom's clothesline and grab the pole?
I may have. It was an adrenaline dump at that point in time, so...
Yeah, so he hit the dog, and much like your Foghorn Leghorn cartoons, the dog has a radius, and so he hit the dog and then grabbed me and pulled me out of the radius of the rope.
Right.
My mom just happened to be like 3 or 4 cars behind the school bus, and so she pulls up, and I'm just laying there covered in blood.
Gushing blood.
Head's all bloody. To this day, I can remember laying on the gurney while they were stapling my head together. And, of course, my mom didn't know where I was bleeding from because I was covered in blood. So here it is, October in Kentucky. It's probably maybe 40, 50 degrees out.
Yeah.
Gets out the garden hose that's coming straight out of the ground. Wets me down. By the time I get to the emergency room, I'm completely purple and freezing.
No shit,
I remember somebody stopped and offered to give my mom a ride, but she drove, and I think probably that same Galaxy Gordon got his ride in. And
actually, it was a green Pinto.
Oh, nice.
Rolling in style. I remember my mom asked the check-in lady at the emergency room for a blanket. She's like, what for? My mom's like, my kid's fucking purple.
Yeah, he's freaking frozen.
But yeah, I ended up getting like 63 or 54. I don't know. The number varies for my mom, but I think it's like 63. If she's watching, she can put it in there.
A lot of stitches, man.
Staples, not stitches. Staples. Which means you got to get...
About it. Dave, with a head injury, the smallest head injury will bleed like you're bleeding out. So,
yeah. Absolutely. Gushes blood.
And I had a puncture wound on my neck. The doctor told my mom that if it was like a 1/4 inch deeper, it would have got my carotid artery and I would have bled out.
The jugular right there.
Needless to say, my grandfather and grandmother took care of said dog before sun even sat that night.
Damn right.
And that dog was quickly dispatched with.
Yeah.
And that's why nowadays, whenever I see a dog barking at me, and regardless of how big it is, because if you look at size difference, I was 3 foot tall.
Yeah, right.
I just look and say, bitch, I've been bitten by bigger. Bring it on.
Right, yeah. Come on, bring it.
We were running last night, and somebody's pit bull started running up on us. I was just like, Ungawa, go home. And he just stopped and turned around.
Go home.
He straight up stopped in his tracks and went home.
Ooh.
There is one dog you're afraid of right now.
Uh-oh.
Not anymore. My dad has this Florida cur dog.
Yeah.
He got it like 4 years ago, ironically, from a lab rescue, and the motherfucker ain't a lab. And that thing wants to eat my face. It was so bad that anytime I'd call and talk to my stepmom about at computers, that thing would hear my voice on the fucking phone and start barking. 3.5 years later, I finally went over there and just threw a handful of treats at it. Now it ignores me. It's just whenever I walk in there, I got to give it a handful of treats because it's food motivated.
It's expecting, it's like this guy's got food.
What's that?
Funny.
You got to pay your toll to the troll.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is.
Yep, got to pay your toll to the troll. Well, damn, man.
What else you got on your list of shit, Dave?
You know what? I want to hear some news, man. That's
well, before we get to the news thing, I got one more thing. It happened last night, believe it or not, and this falls under the category, it's a small world after all.
God.
We talked last week on wondering the question of if I was
He's an asshole, sir.
Mm-hmm.
about the guy I graduated with, lives in the same town for 4 years, blah, 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 small world. So I'm sitting outside talking to Gordon on the phone, and I see this golf cart crawling around. It's like midnight. Got blue LEDs on it.
In the neighborhood.
Yeah, a light bar in the front. And at first I told Gordon, there's some weirdo driving around the golf cart. And I was like, no, that's one of those side-by-side sport utility.
Oh, yeah.
I almost thought it was a tweaker project, right?
Damn right.
And he rolled past my house and circled around, and then he came back and he stopped it into my driveway.
Really?
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, what's this guy want?
So I stand, I'm like, can I help you?
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, man, what's going on?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Long
story short, he lives a street over.
Yeah.
Name's Clayton. Actually, name's Don Clayton.
Don Clayton.
So his first name's Don, which is a good name.
Clayton Bigsby.
But it is actually a golf cart with four-wheeler tires, rims and tires. Actually, the rims,
nice.
The rims look just like my Moto Metal rims on my Tacoma. But where this comes in small world is he too is from Covington, Kentucky, where Gordon and I grew up, and he's just a regular dude, man. So we sat out there and talked for 25, 30 minutes. But it's just so funny how I met Carrie down here. Turns out she's born in the same hospital in Covington, Kentucky that we are.
That's weird.
5 years later, we found out my stepmother Melody and her aunt were in kindergarten together. Our joke has always been that once we get married, we're going to find out we're fifth cousins.
Damn, bro. You're a Kentucky magnet down here,
But it's just crazy.
It's ironic.
And I told him, I said, hey, be careful riding that thing around at night for a while, because there used to be this asshole at the end of the street. We call it Timmy.
Yeah, Timmy.
And he would haul ass on four-wheelers with no lights throughout the neighborhood and piss everybody off. And so people are quick to call the cops around here when they see people like that. But he has a pretty sweet little four-wheeler.
That's cool.
So in the 90s, there was the 6 degrees of separation from Kevin Bacon, right? 6 degrees of separation from Covington, Kentucky, because the boss of my old company out here that I used to work for, his wife was from Covington.
Oh, yeah?
Wow, man. Dude, what's up with you two, man? Just running into everybody from Covington. That's funny.
You ready to start your news, Gordon?
Let's do it.
Woo!
Joining us now from the Digital 410 West News Desk in Las Vegas, Nevada, Gordon Abernathy.
Gordon, how are you tonight?
Well, as we answered at the beginning of the show, I'm fantastic.
Damn right.
So we're going to start out in the wonderful Fort Myers.
Fort Myers?
Mm-hmm.
Fort Myers.
People love it when you call it Fort Myers.
Mm-hmm.
I could call it that because I'm in Vegas. Fort Myers Police Narcotics Units conduct a drug bust in, Fort
There's
Myers.
photos in your folder.
Okay, hang on, everybody.
It should be in the news folder on your desktop.
Yeah, hang on.
It should be your first image. It should be a pretty sketchy looking dude.
Dave doesn't know how to use computers.
Oh, no, I can't see.
He doesn't know how to use computers.
No, it's not your picture, Dave.
All right, look, watch
hold
this,
on.
ladies and gentlemen. At some point during this, Dave's going to close Skype, and we're going to lose Gordon altogether,
No,
which
we're
will be
not,
fun.
dude. No, we're not.
Go ahead and read your
Where's
story
the
while
folder
he
at?
looks for it.
Well, the Fort Myers Police Department Narcotics Unit seized many drugs, cash, and weapons from a home in Fort Myers. Well, of course, they're not going to do it in Cape Coral. But FMPD obtained a search warrant for the home of Jarrell Bowman, 24, and Michael Cortez, 25. When they began their search, they uncovered heroin, cocaine, controlled substances, which hasn't really been defined. I figured those were controlled substances, and drug paraphernalia. Both men were charged with multiple counts of trafficking, as well as resisting arrest. Yeah, no shit. I'm sure that was going to happen, and obstruction charges. So, I was, a little background today. I always try to get a little Southwest Florida news. And
zoom in on that
story that came out. But we're going to back that one up.
Well, hold on. Before you do, let's talk about this mugshot.
Yeah, look at this dude. Man.
This guy looks like he's trying to grow out some dreads.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. He's trying to get the dreads going.
Or he almost looks like that scary movie where they make fun of Scream and the character that Marlon Wayans plays.
Oh, yeah.
He's got a homemade tattoo underneath his eye.
Yep, the old cross right there.
It looks like a cross, but you know what that looks like? That looks like the cross logo from Orange County Choppers from that Paul Jr. and Paul Sr. used to use.
It does have that style.
He's got sideburns. He's got the old jazz musician soul patch.
Mm-hmm.
He's got like horrible 6 o'clock shadow.
Mm-hmm.
What was he selling again?
When they were raided, they had heroin, cocaine, controlled substances, which I still haven't know what they mean by that,
That's
and
pills.
drug.
Probably pills.
Yep.
So, yep.
Wow.
How'd you feel if your daughter brought that guy home for Thanksgiving?
Yeah, what's up?
Get the fuck out.
Yeah, what are you doing? What up?
That dude's insane. Next story.
Yep.
Next.
All right, next.
All right, so we're going to go all the way to Kingman, Arizona.
Where's that?
That is just south of Boulder City, on our way basically from here to Phoenix.
Thank you.
It's the border. So it's by the lakes. But anyway, Kingman, Arizona, a traffic stop on Interstate 40 near Kingman, Arizona resulted in, well, of course, our turn, a Las Vegas man being arrested for the possession of not 1, not 2, not 20, but 43 pounds of methamphetamine.
At least your meth head looks like a normal Joe. Ours looked like a twisted dropout.
Yeah,
like he was a juggalo that got drummed out of the army.
This guy's part of the cartel, man.
So, 42-year-old Israel Telez Nava was stopped by police around 8 p.m. November the 21st. But what's interesting about this is he wasn't very smart, as with most of these people, because the police actually observed the bundles of methamphetamine in plain view during the traffic stop.
Well, looking at him, the first thing that stands out to me, his eyes are incredibly close together.
Yeah, they are, aren't they?
Yeah,
they are.
That
guy is definitely not. I don't think he's a user, man. This dude is definitely a trafficker.
He's just somebody's hard up for cash. He's not very bright. Doesn't have a tradable skill. Because he doesn't look like a meth head.
He's definitely just a guy trafficking, man.
Yeah, he probably had some bills he had to pay, or got caught up in some nonsense and was forced to do something he didn't want to do. Because he looks too normal.
How many pounds? 43 pounds.
43 pounds, and a lot of it wasn't even covered up. It was in plain view. That's what gets me.
Is that in that photo that you sent, the other one?
Yes, that is the 43
Click
pounds.
on that one.
Which one? Let's see.
The pile of shit on the
there
table.
it is.
So this is what 43 pounds of meth looks like.
Damn.
I love how the cops always put like their banners and their awards next to it.
Yeah, I gotta zoom in on these awards.
You're not gonna read them, but that's a lot of meth, dude.
Dude, that's a lot of dope.
From a distance, it looks like a bunch of burritos.
Yeah, exactly. Newspapers.
If you go on Facebook Marketplace, you'll see people selling burritos and tamales and chickens out of their house, and they always have them stacked up like that. Who the hell are you people buying raw food that's prepared in people's kitchens off of Facebook Marketplace?
Bro, I don't know, man, but I've seen something this.
I smell a Facebook Marketplace bit coming up.
Yeah.
Oh, dude,
that's a lot of meth,
I've been having a lot of fun because I've been dreaming about Volkswagen Beetles that are running about $3,000, $4,000.
Hell yeah!
So I've set my Facebook Marketplace, and you guys probably don't realize it if you do this, but you can actually set a range. And so I set mine 100 miles from here.
Yeah.
And you see these chicks, right? They'll post a picture of them looking all sexy, and like house cleaner available, or they'll have like these different posts like that's code for sex. These are hookers.
Right. Yep.
And you'll just see the weirdest shit. Like I said, there was one dude had an entire table of field processed like quail for sale, or snow pheasant. I don't know. It's just so if you want to have a fun time, just go on Facebook Marketplace, extend the direction about 100 miles out from where you live,
and see what pops up, huh?
One, you'll find some cool shit that you may want to buy, but two, you'll find some crazy ass stuff.
That's funny.
Next story, Gordon.
Well, actually, I was going to finish off. Do you know how much 43 pounds of meth would be worth on the street?
A shit ton?
Oh, 43 pounds of meth.
Well, I'm at a disadvantage because I don't even know what an ounce of meth goes for.
1.4 million.
Dave, you are close. 1.9 million.
Ding, 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 ding. I need bells and buzzers.
Yeah, I know. I was about to say, it's got to be close, little 1 point something million, I know.
Huh. That's interesting. You know, Gordon, we got an intro for your news, but we don't have an outro.
We don't. I've got a couple more here, though.
Okay, cool.
All right, yeah, hit one.
Dozens of officers in California have been convicted of crimes, and some are still on the job.
Of course.
Sorry, I muted my mic while I ate Tic Tacs.
That's all right. Of course, man. Dude, come on. Rampart back in the 90s, bro, that division was god-awful.
So this is actually not L.A.
Uh-oh.
Dozens of officers in San Diego County.
There you go.
There you go.
And I like San Diego.
Yeah. Mission
be
Beach,
there.
Ocean Beach, man. Love it.
You got it. So, and they're still on the job. This is according to a new investigation by several newsrooms across the state, including, we'll go ahead and say it, the Voice of San Diego. A few examples of convicted cops included cases of former SDPD Sergeant Oscar Armenta, who pleaded guilty to attacking his girlfriend but didn't get any jail time.
Domestic violence. That's always a good one.
There.
The poor LA Kings haven't won a hockey game since their main guy got busted for domestic violence.
Damn it.
There's another officer who's convicted for groping women and trying to elicit sexual favors during traffic stops. While on the job. There is a married ex. This guy's off the job. Two of them that admitted to stealing and taking prescription drugs while on the clock.
Sure.
We got a couple more officers who got some Deweys, still working for the old police department.
Damn.
They're trying to police their own right now, but it's crazy.
Yeah, they got some issues going on.
Yeah, they do.
SDPD, man.
So I'm going to go back over to Arizona because we like tacos.
Oh yeah.
Taco.
Tacos.
Quick, run the room. What's your favorite taco? Go.
Carne
Tripe.
asada.
I thought you were a tripe guy.
No, I like carne asada.
Gordon.
But I will eat tripe.
Pork.
Steak or fish, depends on the day. I like a good fish taco, but lately I've been eating a lot of steak tacos from Three Pepper Burrito.
That file's gone.
I am one now, but anyway, so there's a gentleman in Arizona who narrowly avoids a shooting and says a taco saved my life.
Hell yeah.
So evidently tacos serve multiple purposes. Hold on just a second. Ryan Bishop said he avoided injury or worse.
Brian or Ryan?
Ryan Bishop.
Oh, I thought it was the guy from the Adam Carolla show. Never mind, go ahead.
Ryan Bishop said he avoided injury or worse because he initially opened a car window that was closed. I didn't want pieces of tacos flying around. Tacos?
Yeah.
Too. Come on now. So this Mexican food has at least one true believer in Tucson. And he credits, as we said earlier, with it narrowly avoid being struck by a bullet.
So wait a minute. He's eating tacos in his car.
Yeah.
He's driving down the street. And he's such a massive pig that as he eats tacos, he's flying around. And so he rolls up the window or rolls down the window?
He injured worse because he usually opens the car window.
Okay, usually, but didn't this time.
So his usually open window that he's driving around with the wind blowing about.
Yeah.
Doesn't have AC.
Mm-hmm.
The D train is correct. So Bishop was approaching the Pima County Fairground entrance in his car early on Sunday afternoon when suddenly the window on the driver's side shattered, according to the Tucson station KOLD. That's really the name of the station. TV.
K-Load.
KOLD. That almost sounds like Florida.
K-Old.
Or K-Old.
Welcome to K-Old, WKOLD. We play all your biggest hits from 1950 up to 1963. Coming up next is Barry Manilow. I write the words that make the whole world sing. Coming up next on WOLD FM.
So Mr. Bishop had heard a very loud explosion when the window blew up. He thought at first a rock broke it, and then he decided to pull over, inspect, which was a bad idea.
Damn.
According to him, he opened the door, took a look around, and then that's where he hears this pop, 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 pop.
Oh, shit.
So I got in my car, and I continued driving. Eventually, he did pull over and call the police, who did arrive shortly after that to the scene. They discovered a bullet sitting on his dashboard, and that's where Bishop focused on a taco that he had been eating when the shots rang out. So I'm thinking he's going to go to bite this taco.
Yeah, this Bishop Phillips sounds like he's getting tacos from Jack and the Crack.
Yeah, those. Yeah, he's just
Even worse. It's even worse.
Oh yeah, Super Del Taco.
Yeah, is it Del?
It looks like it's no. They don't really say which one, but they do cross-reference some stories, including the guy who survives on Taco Bell sauce.
Oh,
but needless to say, tacos and at least their accoutrements have been known to save some people lately.
Huh.
And, keep a taco in your car.
Yeah,
That's
dude. Keep a taco, save a life, man.
And what was the date line on that? Was that a Tuesday by chance? Taco Tuesday?
Taco Tuesday.
Just for fun, we'll say it was. Don't worry about next story.
Yeah. That will be the end of the story.
We don't have an outro, so we'll just hit the intro again.
Yeah.
Joining us now from the Digital 410 West News Desk in Las Vegas, Nevada, Gordon Abernathy.
Thank you, Gordon. I'll have Carrie record you an outro
Excellent,
post-haste.
Gordon. Thank you, man. Love the taco talk, man.
It's about that time, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for hanging out with us, all you guys on Facebook Livestream, on YouTube Livestream, on Periscope, everywhere. And thank you guys for your continued downloading of the show. And as if you don't know, not only can you find the show at d-410.com, you can find it at Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, Google Music, iTunes. Well, that is Apple. iHeartRadio. Please share us with your friends. Thank you guys for your continued support. Hopefully over the last 1 hour and 114 minutes, you found something semi-motivating or clever or funny about the show, and it brightens your day. Life is long, life is hard. Actually, life is short. I don't even know an outro anymore. Life is short, life is hard.
There you go.
Go out and do something to benefit your community and your family, because one morning you may wake up dead. Gordon.
I can be reached at Aegis1974 on Instagram. Gordon at D410 on Facebook. You guys have a great week.
All
Later.
right, brother. All right, man. Hey, brothers, I want to thank you guys both for kicking ass tonight, man, and thank everybody. I hope everybody has a good Thanksgiving holiday, and just stay straight up, man, and we'll see you guys next week. Right on.